This is Social D Theater with Hassan El-Amin and friends, and I have some incredible friends on the Zoom with me to do this reading today. I have Mataarrese, I have Erin Mataarrese, I have Stephen Pelinski. We're all dealing with this stay-at-home, lockdown, coronavirus, don't you go anywhere syndrome, as all of you are. But what we're doing is trying to keep theater alive across the country. As you know, every theater is dark. So we, who would be doing a play right now, we're at home. So this is us just getting together and sending out a little love. Anybody got anything they want to say? No?
Hi, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
All right. So today for you, what we're going to do on our first outing of Social D Theater, we're going to read a scene from William Shakespeare's Othello.
Valiant Othello, we must straight implore you against the general enemy Ottoman. I did not see you. Welcome, gentle signor. We lacked your counsel and your help tonight.
So did I yours. Good your grace pardon me. Neither my place nor aught I heard of business hath raised me from my bed. Nor doth his general care take hold on me. For my particular grief is of so floodgate and o'erbearing nature that it engluts and swallows other sorrows and is still itself.
Why? What's the matter?
My daughter. Oh, my daughter.
Dead?
Aye, to me. She is abused, stolen from me, and corrupted by spells and bought of mountebanks. For nature so preposterously to err by being not deficient, blind or lame of sense, sans witchcraft could not.
Well, where he be, that in this foul proceeding hath thus beguiled your daughter of herself, and you of her, the bloody book of law, you shall yourself read in the bitter letter, after your own sense, yea, even though our proper son stand in your action.
Humbly I thank your grace. Here is the man, this Moor, whom now it seems your special mandate for the state affairs hath hither brought.
We are very sorry for it. What in your own part can you say to this?
Nothing, but this is so.
Most potent, grave, and reverend signors, my very noble and approved good masters, that I have ta'en away this old man's daughter, it is most true. True, I have married her. The very head in front of my offending hath this extent no more. Rude am I in my speech, and little blessed with the soft phrase of peace. For since these arms of mine had 7 years' pith, till now some 9 moons wasted, they have used their dearest action in the tented field. And little of this great world can I speak more than pertains to feats of broil and battle. And therefore little shall I grace my cause in speaking for myself. Yet, by your gracious patience, I will a round, unvarnished tale deliver of my whole course of love. What drugs, what charms, what conjurations, and what mighty magic. For such proceedings I am charged withal. I won his daughter.
A maiden, never bold, of spirit so still and quiet that her motion blushed at herself. And she, in spite of nature, of years, of country, credit, everything, to fall in love with what she feared to look on, it is a judgment maimed and most imperfect, I will confess. Perfection so could err against all rules of nature, and must be driven to find out practices of cunning hell why this should be. I therefore vouch again, that with some mixtures powerful o'er the blood, or with some dram conjured to this effect, he wrought upon her.
To vouch this is no proof. Without more certain and more overt test than these thin habits of, and poor likelihoods of modern seeming do prefer against him. But Othello, speak. Did you by indirect or forced courses subdue and poison this young maid's affections? Or came it by request in such fair question as soul to soul affordeth?
I do beseech you, send for the lady to the sagittary, and let her speak of me before her father. If you do find me foul in her report, the trust, the office I do hold of you, not only take away, but let your sentence even fall upon my life.
Fetch Desdemona hither.
Ancient Conduct them, you best know the place, until she come. As truly as to heaven I do confess the vices of my blood, so justly to your grave ears I'll present how I did thrive in this fair lady's love, and she in mine.
Say it, Othello.
Her father loved me, oft invited me, still questioned me the story of my life from year to year. The battles, sieges, fortunes I have passed, I ran it through, even from my boyish days to the very moment he bade me tell it, wherein I spake of most disastrous chances, of moving accidents by flood and field, of hairbreadth scapes in the imminent deadly breach, of being taken by the insolent foe and sold to slavery, of my redemption thence and portents in my travels history, wherein of Anta's vast and deserts idle, rough quarries, rocks and hills whose heads touch heaven. It was my hint to speak, such was the process, and of the cannibals that each other eat, the anthropophagi, and men whose heads do grow beneath their shoulders. This to hear would Desdemona seriously incline, but still the house affairs would draw her thence, whichever as she could with haste dispatch, she'd come again, and with a greedy ear devour up my discourse, which I, observing, took one suppliant hour, and found good means to draw from her a prayer of earnest heart, that I would all my pilgrimage dilate. I did consent, and often did beguile her of her tears, when I did speak of some distressful stroke that my youth suffered. My story being done, she gave me for my pains a world of sighs and kisses. She swore in faith 'twas strange, 'twas passing strange, 'twas pitiful, 'twas wondrous pitiful. She wished she had not heard it, yet she wished that heaven had made her such a man. She thanked me and bade me, if I had a friend that loved her, I should but teach him how to tell my story, and that would woo her. Upon this hint I spake. She loved me for the dangers I had passed, and I loved her that she did pity them. This only is the witchcraft I have used. Here comes the lady, let her witness it.
I think this tale would win my daughter too. Good Brabantio, take up this mangled matter at the best. Men do their broken weapons rather use than their bare hands.
I pray you hear her speak. If she confess that she wears half the wooer, destruction on my head, if my bad blame light on the man. Come hither, gentle mistress. Do you perceive in all this noble company where you most owe obedience?
My noble father, I do perceive here a divided duty. To you I am bound for life and education. My life and education both do learn me how to respect you. You are the lord of duty. I am hitherto your daughter, but here's my husband. And so much duty as my mother showed to you, preferring you before her father, so much I challenge that I may profess due to the more, my lord.
God be with you. I have done. Please it your grace, on to the state affairs. I'd rather adopt a child than get it. Come hither, Moor. I here do give thee that with all my heart, which but thou hast already, with all my heart I would keep from thee. For your sake, jewel, I am glad at soul I have no other child, for thy escape would teach me tyranny to hang clogs on them. I have done, my lord.
Let me speak like yourself, and lay a sentence which as a grise or step may help these lovers into your favor. When remedies are past grief, the griefs are ended, by seeing the worst which late on hopes depended. To mourn a mischief that is past and gone is the next way to draw new mischief on. We cannot be preserved when fortune takes patience her injury a mockery makes. The robbed that smiles steals something from the thief. he robs himself that spends a bootless grief.
And scene.
Oh man, we should do that again.
Oh, it was great, man. I thought it was good. I thought it was good. See, that's what I'm talking about. I got actors here, and actors are all about perfection. But we're being in the moment. I thought it was great. Mr. Pelinski wants to do it again. I'm good, brother. I think it's.
I'm good too.
What about you, Mick?
Oh, well, I think I messed up some of those lines there.
So did I, but so what? It's social D theater, and right now the four of us are connected. No matter the fact that I'm in California and you're in Newark, Delaware, each of you in your own dwelling. So
True that.
I'm good. I'm really good, man. I thought it was great, and the intention was great, and the people out there can see what we're doing. We're having a great time. Maybe we'll come back. We'll give them something else. How about that?
Back by popular
Radio.
demand.